When Justin Cohen came and did his presentation in front of the optometrists, their turnover has doubled. It's 54% above from last year.
It's unique, it's very inspiring, and it doesn't just, it's not a year, and you walk away feeling nice and fuzzy and the next day you move on. This is something that impacts on your life, and I can talk personally from the Edgar's days, which was 4 years ago. I still apply a lot of the principles from the presentation when making board presentations, when walking into meetings, when doing my own public presentations, when doing training. The whole package impacts on who you are and makes a life skill change.
I wanted something that would make staff feel good, that would make them happy, that would make them laugh, and also I wanted them to leave the presentation feeling motivated and refreshed. I was also looking for a different kind of message. I didn't just want your boring old motivational speech. I wanted something more, something different, and that's exactly what it gave me.
I think that Justin is very knowledgeable, and the things that he brings across actually interest absolutely everybody. He captured the audience from beginning to end. And I think we actually had one person we had to impress, was one of the senior management who's a bit cynical about motivational speakers actually. And I think he was the biggest fan at the end of the day. He was very, very impressed.
The overall impact of Justin's presentation was very, very positive. In fact, even till today, the employees still talk about the presentation. It was very liberating, and I think a lot of people learnt a lot from it. There were a lot of life lessons that you get from it, but also at the same time you can apply that very, very practically in terms of business.
Anglo-American rang me and wanted a dynamic, young, motivational speaker, and I felt for a long time that Justin fitted the bill, and as it turned out, he was exactly the right thing. We had the most tremendous response. We sold over 100 books, they're still talking about him now, and I'm still getting calls.
Justin managed to pull a lot out of the staff and put a lot of the information on the board, and then we have that information at hand. I use that information on a daily basis to actually change our business and address the issues that we had in the business.
Justin made them think about things they'd never even considered before, and to become masters of their own destiny was quite empowering for them. So it translated absolutely into the attitude of the team when they went back to work. They felt a lot more empowered and much more motivated, and it's been a long-lasting thing. It's not like they were motivated for 1 week, because we constantly reinforce those ideas, so it's had a huge impact on our team.
He really gets to understand what your communication message needs to be, what you're trying to achieve, and what the needs are of that company. And each time it's been different, and yet he's adapted the presentation, he's adapted the speaking, he's adapted the context to really meet the needs. And he really gets to understand what your organization is about and what you're trying to achieve, and he meets it on all levels.
Well, he's got an honours degree in psychology, which always helps because he understands the way people work. But he's also had a very fortunate experience with his TV show, Invent Yourself, and he's had access to some of the top motivational speakers in the world. We're looking at someone like John Kehoe, John Maxwell, who's a consultant to George Bush. We're looking at Dr. David Malapo. So he's had experience with all of these people, and there's no doubt that you pick up lots of useful information and see how the mind works, how you can then put that over so that people can use the information. And he's always been passionate about the subject from a very young age.
It's nice tying in the message that's publicly spoken from Justin with his book, and the book is really it's exciting. It's something that you can constantly refer back to. It's very inspiring, but again, impacting on who you are as a person. And it was nice to give the sales team, where they had heard the presentation, they had seen it, to walk away with the book. And I know some of them still read it now and refer back to it. It actually even went over to Geneva with Procter & Gamble, to their sales team in our division in Geneva.